Hardening the operating system is one of the very important topics that we have to go through. Why? Because every and each single digital environment, when we talk about the digital security, starts from a node, from a host, from an entity only. So an OS is the core of every and each single processing, let's say, environment or framework, something like that. A network, if there is no segregated operating systems, will not be able to run any service, any network service. The server itself is a system, it's an operating system, it's a system software. The computers, the user computers, the terminals, they are also system software. They are actually operated by a system software or list of system software. So the operating system is one of the very crucial points from where we have to do the security. We tackled that. We tackled that. We tackled that. And we said that we are going to harden and we are going to do some other aspects for the purpose of uh, managing the updates over the system software, managing the certain type of behavior over the volatile memory, which is the RAM, to avoid overflows. And then after, we're going to make managements and configurations for the purpose of protection. We see that step by step. So for the first point, we have to note that operating systems, they are completely different what we are seeing today from the ones that they actually were available 20 years or 30 years ago. The difference is actually in the term, technically, in the term of complexity. What does it mean? It means the operating system we are using today is very complex when we compare it to the operating system initially found from the same trend or from the same line of distributions. Let's say Windows 10, Microsoft Windows 10 is the latest operating system that Microsoft has released to us and we are using as terminals, as end users nowadays. Those operating systems, the distribution of Windows 10, actually, it was originally a command line operating system, which is nominated MS-DOS, and still it is operating up to today, but it is in a second, let's say, line or layer. When we compare the MS-DOS version number 1, year 1981, to the Windows, let's say only Vista, which is 2007 only, as per the book description, the size of these instructions inside is enormously increased. Enormously increased. There is no comparison. It's more than 12 times more number of commands. 12,000 million. No. It's not 12, but it's 12,000 times more. 12,000 times more. So it's the complexity is 100% actually seen and clearly seen. Thus, this complexity here actually it imposes to us a level of security that we are not able to control. What does it mean? 4,000 instructions we can read actually in 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, 1 day, 2 days, maybe. But what about 50 million of instructions? You leave, you close the computer and go home. You'll not be able to do. So there is no comparison actually in this term. Actually, I'm talking about the human behavior here. I'm talking about the human behavior, which is exactly this is the point that causes a vulnerability that attackers take care of because they know that you not control all the functionalities. 50 million of commands means thousands and thousands or maybe millions of functionalities that this operating system is given. You as a human being, we, all of us, human being, will not be able to manage and state and control the totality of those functionalities. So the hackers, the non-ethical doers, they are able to know that point. And this is a complexity level which imposes a vulnerability, which draws a clear vulnerability. Because a hacker or an attacker has to succeed in just one function. He just have to hack one point. He has to exploit and use only one point, one function. It's enough to be a hacker or to be a successful attacker. Only one from those 50 million, from those 50 million commands. But as a security expert, you have to know all of them to be a security administrator. It's completely different. To be an administrator, you have to know all. To be a hacker, it's enough to succeed in one, to break one. This is the complexity problem, problematic view imposed by the complexity. Is it clear, please? Is it clear, please?
Yes, teacher.
Okay, great. We continue. So, still in the same context, actually, we are talking about the updates of an operating system here to talk about the hardening of the operating system. So we start with the updates, the context of the updates. There are types of updates. There are types of updates. Actually, we are talking about technical updates. We are not talking about operating system to just change it or to upgrade it to a newer version or something like that. We are talking about technical updates. Okay. There is a security patch. Security patch. The word patch means update. But this word actually it is commonly used. Not only but commonly. We are saying means we find it in different other scenarios. But commonly used actually for dedicated platforms like the video gaming, like the online video gaming. You are going to update your game, your installed game into a newer version. So you install the patch, the respective patch. You are going to change the system configuration to a newer version. So you are going to install a new patch and so on. For our concern here, we are talking about security patch. So the list of the security functions to update your dedicated system. Your dedicated system. This is an example only. This is an example only. Another category of updates also, which is here actually the quick fix engineering update, in the sense of it is a hot fix to a dedicated problem. There is a company that would ask for a specific problem that has to be actually covered or let's say updated. So they would ask for a specific update to that specific problematic view. This is a hot fix. For example, University of News, where they are installing the antivirus, Kaspersky or something like that. So they would actually call the technical team from the Kaspersky, hey, team, please help us in fixing 1, 2, 3 problems. The team, they would do what? They would do a hot fix. This is a hot fix. They will update the specific problem raised by the company. This is a hot fix. It is a quick fix engineering process. Quick fix engineering process. Quick fix engineering process denominated hotfix. The third one is that an update to be done by package. We're going to update, for example, the Microsoft Office pack. So we are going to install an update for the Microsoft Word, for an update for the Microsoft Excel, an update for Microsoft PowerPoint, an update for Microsoft Access, and so on. So a package of update would be downloaded and installed and dispatched locally. So there is a package. We're talking about a pack, a service pack or an update pack, something like that. It is not for one point, but for list of points to be updated. So service pack. Is it clear?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay,
Mr.
great, great. So all of the updates, all the types of the updates, whatever this or that, actually whatever the category of the update, whatever, whether it is a patch or hotfix or a service pack, the person in question that needs the update, he has the choice through the operating system only. He has the chance to whether immediately let the operating system do the updates, means the system will decide. Give me a second, please. I'm going to just do something to this slide. Great. So whether the user is going to let the system software will do the necessary, the needful search for the updates, download and install automatically without the intervention of the human being. This is the first option. Or the same thing, the administrator will download, yes, the updates and will later on decide to install or not. He will download all the packages, the respective files for the updates to the system, but he will not install. He will choose later on whether to install or not. He will choose to install this, not to install this, to install that, not to install that, and so on. He will be chosen. Then another option is that he's going to check actually for updates. Then he will choose whether to download or not. Not to download, but even download, he will not do the download. He will choose what to download as update. Or another option is also through the system to block all updates. There is no update to be done. So systems, they have to give this chance to the administrators, whether to the updates. They actually the administrators have to act face to the updates within one of those ways, either to automatically or to download and then after choose, or to choose what to download, or never to go for updates. Why actually we have different views? Why we are having different views? Because updates in so many cases, not sometimes, in so many cases, if you don't know what are the updates you are managing, if you are not aware of the updates you are taking care of, there would be actually causing problematic views to your environment. They will not fix issues. They will cause more issues for you. Depends on your business, depends on your environment. So those here are talking about technical update, dedicated update. If you don't know what are they for, they may cause trouble to your system or to your business. So because of this, there are ways how to deal with the updates. It's not just click the update and make okay. No, this is actually a window via which you may control the updates from a Windows platform, from a Windows environment. Okay, uh, that was the updates category, how the administrators deal with the updates. But let's take the case, the real case. University of Nizwa. How many office computers we have in University of Nizwa? Last count I was aware of is 1,500 devices, desktop computers. 1,500. If they are 1,500 computers, how administrators will do the update? And if they are going to, they have to do it for all computers, actually, for all computers. If they are going to do it for all computers by visiting every computer one by one, how much time they will need to finish? 1 month, 1 year. Will they be able to finish all of them? It's not an easy task. It's not an easy task to be done manually. Thus, we centralize the process of making updates or distributing updates or installing or dispatching the updates. We have dedicated devices which are servers from within the environment, maybe one, maybe two, maybe n devices. They would distribute the updates, the patches to the respective devices automatically. Just they click a button and they would be pushing the update to every device in that group. To every device in that group. It's an automatic process. They specify what to update, and the computers belonging to that group, they would only accept. They would not be able to decide yes or no. They would accept immediately. Is it okay? Okay, we continue. The second concern that we have to deal with when managing update, oh sorry, when hardening an environment, hardening an operating system or a system software, is the volatile memory management. One of the very famous and big issues that the volatile memory faces usually and frequently is the overflow, the buffer overflow. Actually, the RAM, the volatile memory, we are talking about the RAM. The RAM is the memory that everything run on lifetime is available there. It hosts everything running in lifetime. In the sense of, if you open a slide like I'm doing now and presenting you, those slides they are available in the RAM. If you open a browser and you surf the internet, the browser and what you are surfing is available on the RAM, and so on. Everything is available on the RAM. What does it mean? It means if I open the browser and I open the PowerPoint and I open Microsoft Office and Office Word and I open the video media, media player or something like that, all what I open, they are all available on the RAM. What does it mean? Are they put together in the same location? No. The RAM content actually is segregated into parts. Every program you run has a specific part. And the part for every program holds a space for data named buffer. The data space is named buffer. For example, the space for this slide, what I'm presenting you now, for example, let's say is 1 megabyte or 100 megabytes, something like that. For example, let's say 100 megabytes. Okay, the slides, they have to use only those 100 megabytes of space, only. If they trespass the limit, so an overflow has happened. An overflow, like the word literally said. Because they did not ask permission, the slides. The computer has decided only 100%. Sorry, only 100 megabytes, which is the full space for this slide. Only that. If a virus or something tries to use more than that, so an overflow would happen. And this causes the full RAM to be stuck. The computer will stuck, the system software will stuck. Nothing will be running. There is a problem. Everything has to be stopped because there is a problematic view. There are other details here. But even though this is the context of the buffer overflow, the limits for the space given to the specific application to run has been passed. So the limits has been passed, which cause a stuck. The system will not reply. Even the mouse, it might stop from running. It's a problem. The computer will stuck completely. Very easy. And this is one of the attack techniques that hackers or attackers they refer to compromise the computer. They might do an overflow to compromise the resource. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. For this scenario, the buffer overflow or the usage of the extra space without consent from the memory, the volatile memory, there are defenses. There are defenses. Actually, we have to protect the RAM from being attacked. Yes, we have. The RAM is a resource. And we have to talk digitally and we have to secure that digital that device, the RAM. because it's an entry point. Because it is an entry point. From the system level only, from the system level only, there are techniques that we may refer to in order to protect against the buffer overflow. Try to concentrate, what I'm saying. It's not the unique, but for what our concern here to harden our operating system, we have to protect our system against the overflow, the buffer overflow attacks from the operating system only. And when it concerns the Windows environment, there are two techniques that we actually can refer to in order to protect our environment or our, let's say, system from such attack, buffer overflow. The first one, the DEP, data execution prevention. The second one, ESLR, space layout randomization. Those two techniques, they specify that the use of the RAM has to be conditional. It's not like you wish. Whatever you want to run, you can run. No, there will be conditions here to control what to run on the RAM. Means we have to secure, so we have to control. It's a control to be done. It's a prevention. It's not remedial after attack. No, it is a prevention. It's a cautious. It's a precaution to do or to put to prevent in advance. To prevent in advance any trial to attack. A trial of buffer overflow attack. Regarding the data execution and prevention, the first attack, it is to specify that there is no execution of executables on the RAM. So to specify that the processor cannot execute executable files on the RAM. What does it mean? It means when we activate this feature, the computer will not be able to install any application. If you want to try, for example, to install the Microsoft Word or any other application, you will not be able to install. There is no execution. You cannot execute. The system will stop from executing because this feature is on. Because this feature is on. Very easy. Yeah, it's a feature to specify that the processor cannot execute any executable. Very easy. This is for a prevention. For a prevention. It's not to block or not to block. It is to prevent those attacks. It is a tick. It is a tick to activate or to disable. No more, no less. You allow, you deny. Yes or no, true or false. 0 or 1. That's it. It is a tick to do. Here it is. From the Windows. Either to choose the turn on or to turn off. Whatever. In all cases, it is actually a prevention process. The second prevention technique, which is the address space layout randomization, it is another scenario via which we are not going to block the execution, but we are going to specify specific points from where we are going to launch an installation, and this to be specified by the operating system only. Thus, it is to minimize the attack surface. Means an attacker, if he tries to do a buffer overflow, it would not be easy. It is completely different. It is completely hard also to do, because in the RAM there will be actually one position out of 256 positions where the CPU can execute any executables. Yes. For example, we have in the RAM, for example, we have 1,000 positions. For example, I'm saying 1,000 positions where we can store data. In those 1,000 positions, we will have almost 4 positions only where we can execute. And they are not positioned 1, 2, they are not ordered. The system only will put their positions. They are randomized. Why? Because in every 256 positions, 2 power 8 positions, there will be only one position that the system can use to execute. So it is a very weak chance to the attackers to succeed in this buffer overflow. Okay, when we apply this ASLR, the Advanced Space Layout Randomization technique, we can also together activate the DEP, the data execution prevention. We can do that. And if they are activated, both of them, they are activated, we give actually a very effective security, a much more and higher security against the buffer overflow attacks. Remember those two words, the ASLR and the DEP. Okay, every and each single organization, actually, whenever it is dealing with the digital environment, they would not actually run serves over one computer. This is for sure. They will run serves over so many computers. This is for sure. And since they are actually dealing with such environment that holds so many computers, there is a philosophy via which they can give their services in a very actually safe and secure environment where they actually can guarantee the continuity of the services. I repeat this phrase, be with me. Organizations, they do control their services over a big framework. Means maybe it's only one computer, yes, this is possible if it's a very small company. But let's take the example of University of Lisbon. We have thousands of devices, digital devices, and they are all controlled by the CIS department. So how they are going to control that? And every student, for example, brings his own mobile. Every faculty brings his own mobile. Every worker here, administrator or technical, brings his own mobile. There are thousands and thousands and thousands of devices. How they will manage all of this? It is not an easy task. So there is a mechanism where the organization has to think of in order to continue the business when problems happen, and to make the thing easy to manage. Here, actually, we are talking about the management and the configuration. The management and the configuration here, it is to be happening through an approach, pre-studied, pre-set, that every and each single organization has to think of, since it is already set upon politics and rules, technical rules. The fourfold approach. The fourfold approach. Every and each single security deployment in a company starts with a group of policies, politics, decisions, rules. We allow the students to open YouTube and visit videos only after 4 p.m. This is a rule. It's not a technical measurement. It is a rule. It is a policy. We allow the faculty to use Google Meet and Teams platforms. This is another rule. This is a sort of a policy, and so on. So the security policy is the first step in the fourfold approach. أول خطوة, the first. The second, after setting up a policy, we have to seek how to implement. Those are things written on a paper. But here we move to how to deploy that, how to implement that at the end. Are they feasible or not? We have to seek a technical approach. Yes, we do them in one computer, and if they are successful, we consider. Otherwise, we have to refix again, remanage again, until we fix a sort how they are looking like in a device. Step number 3, after being successful, we generate a template. We generate a template that we can deploy on all computers, on all devices. We are not going to reinstall again and again and test again and again and again on all devices. No, if we are successful in one device, So we generate a template. We use templates to deploy over all devices, whatever the number is. So we are not going to check if it's going to be successful with all devices or not. Since it is successful with one, so it will be successful with the others. This is for sure. Templating or generating a template to use for all. After we generated the template, we deploy, we push. If we have 1,000 devices, we'll just click a button. All the devices that we will receive actually a copy of that. It's a deployment here. So the four-fold approach is a matter of generating 4 steps or passing through 4 steps via which we automate, we control, and we guarantee the business continuity when issues come. Policies at the beginning, they have to be well set. Those are actually politics written by, let's say, a pen on a piece of paper, maybe. And then after the implementation of those policies on a digital device to test they are successful or not. And they have to be successful somehow. There have to be actually a sort of way how to implement them. Then after succeeding in this step only, we pass to generate a template which would be used to later on deploy on all devices. The template will be deployed on all devices. Any questions, please?
No, mister. No, mister.
No, mister.
Okay, that's great. So if you hear your name